I'm recording this, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Keep an accurate representation.
That's fine.
Right. We were asked by Jack to investigate a complaint. At that point, we had no idea what the complaint was, who it was, what it was about. Apparently, Beth Peterson approached Mark Centre at Scottish Rowing to raise a complaint about another member of the club. Since then, we've met with Beth and we've got the details of the complaint.
Okay.
We know it's about Don and his coaching methods.
Okay.
And she found it as bordering on bullying. So
right.
We want to know, there was a couple of incidents that she mentioned in her complaint, and we were wanting to get your opinion of how the squad was treated as a
whole. Thanks.
So there's a few points. One was for crew selection,
right,
for training. How is that done?
Totally randomly, to be honest. Like, I think every session that we're in different boats. Like, I've been in a double with every single person in the squad. I've very rarely rowed in the same crew, like multiple times in a row for training. And I think, like Don has said to us, that the reason he wants to do that is he wants us to all like comfortably be able to row with anybody. He has been talking like more recently now, because we've all been rowing for like a year, about like maybe in the month up to a race, picking set crews. But we haven't even done that because we don't have people consistently enough at training. So it's totally random for training. It's just whoever's down and whatever boats he can make, because not everyone can steer, not everyone really likes stroking. So he's usually just patching it together to get as many people in boats as he can. So there's not many more people that I've rowed with, more than others.
What's the other one? Do you all get basically the same training plan? Or do you have individually scoped?
No, we all do the same thing.
Yep.
We all do the exact same sessions. Like when we do weights and stuff, we all have different weights to lift based on, we did like a test to do like a max thing, so we've all got different weights targets. But beyond that, like ergs are the same, rowing sessions are the same. It's up to you how much you want to come down and do it.
Yep.
But all the sessions are the same for everyone, yeah.
Are your ergo sessions given a target for them?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we all have like UT1, UT2 target scores, and our sessions are either UT1 or UT2, so you know what your time you're aiming for is. And you always send your scores to Dawn, and if you're getting like consistently below it, they'll adjust it. So you've got targets for that too, which is all based off of like tests that we've done, 2K tests, 5K tests.
Yeah.
If you can't make the test, they'll take a best guess from your scores as well. So yeah, the targets for everything.
I think.
Sorry,
I was going to say there's two issues that Beth had brought up, and then Don had given us his explanation. I wonder if you could just give us your view on them.
Yeah.
The first one that came up was what happened with entries at Scottish Championships.
Right. Okay. So for Scott Champs ended up being a bit of a disaster, because the whole way through the year we thought we were going to be racing novice. We found out last minute that it was only beginner and then intermediate.
Yeah.
The only people in the squad that were actually beginner were me and Nice, just because we'd not had our licenses for that long. I can't remember. You had to have not had them before June the previous year. And me and Nice really wanted to race, so we asked. We're the only beginners in the squad. Can we race a double? So me and Nice were entered as a double. I was entered as a beginner single just because I wanted to do it as well. And then when we thought it was novice, me, Nice, Yasmin and Hannah had all been consistently down. I think we're the only people that were consistently down for like 4 sessions a weekend, and we were training together thinking we were going to race a novice quad, just because I think we were the only ones that were down consistently. We got loads of sessions in together because we're the only ones there. And then when we found out we couldn't race novice, we said again, we've been training together, we've had a few good sessions, we really like to just try it and race intermediate. So we were entered as intermediate. Dawn wasn't going to enter anyone because he just thought, we've not been training enough to race intermediate, there's not enough beginners, so we kind of all asked to do it because we've been training.
Sorry, who was that? Mairi? Oh, sorry,
me, Nice, Yasmin and Hannah. I think the only other person that was down consistently training was Katie, but she wasn't novice anyway, so she couldn't have, she was never going to be able to race that boat. Then Nice got COVID before Scott Champs anyway. So we thought about subbing someone into the quad, but we hadn't been training in it. We knew we weren't going to do great at intermediate anyway, so we just scrapped the quad and didn't race it. The double was scrapped because there was no one else that could race beginner with me. So then the only person that raced at the whole squad was me and a beginner single in the end. So like it was a bit of a shambles, to be honest, the whole thing, because I think these planned the whole year had been to race a novice 8, and then we just couldn't do it because there was no novice and not enough beginners in the squad. But yeah, that's how I think it worked. It was such a mess at the end.
The other incident was sort of slightly more recent. I think it was after 5k tests when people were asked to weigh themselves.
Yeah. So Dawn had mentioned to us we'd be getting weighed. I think partly to do with like him working out the right drag factor for when we're on the erg, and I think just generally to keep check of our weight when we're training. So at the end, because we did our ergs in here, and at the end of it, he put the scales in the kitchen, like round the back of the kitchen bit, and he just called us in one by one. Didn't say anything. He just had a notepad. You just stood on the scale. He wrote your weight down. He didn't say anything. No one could see it. And then you went back out and he called the next person in. And then he was just calling us one by one. Whoever he saw, he was calling in. And then when he called Beth, she just said, "I'm not doing it." And he was like, "I'm measuring everyone. I don't want to treat you differently. Just come in." And she went, "I don't want to do it." And he said, "You can turn around. You don't have to look at it. I won't say anything. I'll write it down." And then she just like refused to do it. So he just said, "Okay, let's go talk about it." And they went outside. And then that was all that we saw of it. But he was trying to. It was like you could never have seen what anyone else's was. It was taken away.
Did he tell you why he was weighing?
So part of the drag factors, because he was trying to set our drag factors more accurately based on our weight, because before he'd just been doing kind of everyone the same drag factor, and just to kind of think, well, that was kind of the main reason, I know, and just to kind of keep check, I think. But drag factors was the main reason.
Did anyone else feel that they didn't want to do it?
Nobody said anything. Even like I mean, we all knew we were getting weighed. So even before we got called in, like I mean, we all sat in the changing room before. Like I didn't know that Beth was like nervous about it or didn't want to be weighed. But everyone else nobody else was bothered.
That's it.
That's just my input there.
Yep.
Over to Steve.
To be honest, I think that's it.
Things.
I was kind of wanting. How do you feel that the sessions are run, basically? If from the point of getting down here, going out in the water, or getting back your feedback, all that kind of stuff, how is it all?
I think it's really good. Like Dawn organises this so well. Like feedback's never personal. It's only totally like technically boat related. Like it's never anything personal. It's only like technique. He's really fair and consistent with everyone. We always have like team debriefs where everyone gets their say on the boat. Then Don will give his opinion on it. Yeah, I don't. He's blunt and he's direct on, but it's never personal. It's never nasty. He's just always getting us to hurry up and trying to get us to do things right. Yeah, I don't have any complaints on it. I wasn't surprised when I found out that Beth had made the complaint, because there's like instances where she's made comments about things that have happened that like I've seen totally differently.
You give us an example?
Yeah, so like for example, like one of the first times that I came down to the club, me and Beth got here at the same time.
Mhm.
And we were walking in together, and as we were walking in, like everyone was kind of like saying hello to us. And when we got into the changing room, she said, "That's what always happens. Like everyone ignores me. Everyone only said hello to you." But like as I saw it, everyone was kind of waving at us as we came in.
Mhm.
So that was one of the ones I think. Like she always kind of thought that people were saying hello to her and were kind of leaving her out, like the whole squad as a whole. And then we had another time after Inverness, we had like a team debrief on Zoom
Mhm.
where Dawn was giving us the plan for the rest of the winter, and we have all commented that we would like to be in like set crews for training
Mhm.
a bit more before races, just so we feel a bit more prepared for it. So he was saying that, he was like, I'm going to do it with the last, or we're going to try and get more set crews sitting in training. And when we were on the Zoom, like Beth had texted me separately saying, will you race doubles with me? So I'd kind of replied and said, I'm happy to race doubles with you, but I don't think we should arrange boats like out with the squad, like Dawn will pick boats. But I'm happy to do, if he puts us together, that's fine. And she said, oh, from the Zoom, I just heard that he wasn't going to put me in any boats. And I was like, he never even mentioned who was going on what boats. He just said he was going to pick set crews based on who was down training, erg scores, everything that he normally does.
Mhm.
But she heard from that he said he wasn't going to put her in boats. So I think she'd also got it in her head that, I don't know, he really majorly had in for her, and like stuff like that. It was just pulled out of nowhere. Like there was nothing remotely said about boats. I think it was
Can I
just.
ask a leading question?
Mhm.
Which I know I shouldn't ask, but anyway, I'll ask it anyway because I'm one of these sort of awkward people. I mean, did anyone else in the squad feel bullied?
No. No, everyone loves being in the squad. Like, it's a really good squad. Like, if you come there and see us training together, like, the atmosphere is great. Everyone loves being there. Everyone likes Don's coaching style. Like, he's super organised. He's got a big, big squad to organise, but he takes time to speak to us all, see what boats we want to be in, give us tips on training. So, no, everyone else loves being in the squad. It's a really good group that all really get on and all really enjoy being here, or else we wouldn't all spend so much time coming down to train together.
Okay, thanks. Sorry
Yeah.
for being leading there.
No. And I think it did like Beth doesn't train with us anymore.
Mhm.
But towards the end, it was like it wasn't even just conflict with Dawn. It was conflict with other members of the squad. Like we had a time after so we always do our debriefs at the end of the sessions, and we had a time where we had a debrief outside. We'd been out in two doubles, Laura and Katie. No, sorry, Beth and Katie in one, and me and Laura in the other. And Beth and Katie had crashed into the GRC corner that day. And I think Katie had to shout at Beth quite loud to try and pull the boat round. And it had crashed in, and when we had the debrief, Beth had said, I take it really personally when person in a double with me shouting instructions, because they're also shouting it at me. And Katie was kinda like, well, I was only calling it to steer. So even like it was getting to the point where even if you had to shout like instructions like pulling on bow or stroke, that she was taking it personally if you were saying it wrong or shouting it too loud, and it was like making Katie feel awkward in the boat with her because you didn't know what you could or couldn't say. So it was there was friction, not even just with Dawn, but she really thought everyone in the squad had it in for her, which was quite frustrating when you're coming down and trying to have fun and be nice. Be nice to everyone. Yeah. 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 And
That's fine with me.
I think everyone in the squad would have like a couple of like examples like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Sorry for keeping you back.
No, it's fine.
I know how cold it gets
Glad I could
here
help.
after a session.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not cooled down too much yet.
Have you got anything else, Kenny?
No, I'm excuse me. I die in this side. No, I'm fine with that. That's covered the points that Beth had raised. So, and Dawn, so we've got the versions that we can compare. So that's good by me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Cool. Right.
Yeah, thanks, Mairi.
See ya. Are you locking up?